Hi guys, welcome back to another video on the channel on the build up to FIFA 20. This is actually quite an exciting one. This is the first player of the month, which has just been announced as POTM Pukki. He's come up from the championship in Norwich and done absolutely amazing. He's got, I believe it was 5 goals and an assist in his first month in the Premier League, so that's amazing. And this is going to be all based around little tips and things to do in order to either make money off him coming out or get him cheaper, or both. If you can do them both together, it's going to be great. So yeah, before we get started, make sure you like the video down below and subscribe, and let me know any tips that you think would be helpful down below. Okay, so in previous FIFAs, the player of the months and how it's worked, you've had different requirements for the squad building challenge for player of the month. You get different ones based on kind of who they scored against and teammates. They're kind of two of the main ones. There are different ones, different rated squads depending on how far in it is, how good the player is, but I think it'll probably only be a 2, maybe 3 squad builder, so I don't see it being much more than 30 to 40,000 at the absolute max. It's a starter SBC. It'll be probably 25 to 30k. So there's 2 tips that I'd advise. I'd say firstly, buy as many Norwich players as cheap as possible. Like, I'm on about, if you can get some high rated Norwich players for like dirt cheap, do that. But if you can get hold of Norwich players or POTM Pukki himself, do that. Get hold of them, but you want to keep them really cheap, because people will buy them for like 5k. People will be trapped into buying them because it will come out that early. There's not that many players, so you could buy a load of Norwich players and it will be do that. So buy as many as possible, as cheap as possible. What I'll do is I'll pop up on the screen some different Norwich players, or all the Norwich players from Footbin, and I'll have that on the screen there, so just so you can have a look at who different you can buy, and it might help. You never know, it might not, but I just think it could be handy because of, I'm just going to have a look here. Who have we got then? So yeah, Farman, the goalie, he's 80 rated, he's their highest rated. They've only got 4 gold players. Wow, they've only got 4 gold players. That's shocking. Okay then, so yeah, making money on this is going to be huge. They do have 3 bronze players, so if you're doing the bronze pattern, if you get in Norwich players, you're in for some money there. But Farman, Amadou, Pukki and Dermich are the gold players. If you get any of them, I'd buy as many as you can as cheap as possible, because they're all going to be worth like 5 to 10k each. Farm will be 10. I think the other 3 will probably be capped at 5k. And then they've got a load of silvers, so I think it is actually going to be quite difficult to make that. So it could be 30k plus if people price fix it, which I'm advising you to do. So yeah, the second you get on that web app, see if you can pick up some Norwich players for cheap. People don't know what they're doing, people trying to sell things, get rid of it quickly to earn some coins. Try get as many of them as you can for as cheap as possible and sell them on. So yeah, look into it that way. And then the other option, or the other thing they do, is who Pukki scored against. So unfortunately, Pukki scored against 2 of the more premium teams. One of them is the second most premium Premier League team, cost-wise. It's Liverpool. So he scored against Liverpool, he scored against Newcastle, and he scored against Chelsea. So usually it's like build a team containing 1 player from each and things like that. So with Liverpool, they will have some cheap affordable golds. Let's have a look here who I think is going to be easy to get hold of. So you're probably looking Lallana, Klein, Divock Origi, Lovren, Matip. They're probably your most achievable cheap purchases for the SBC. I think that's where you need to focus your coins if you need to get a Liverpool player. So that's Klein, Origi, Lallana, Matip and Lovren. They're the main ones that I think will be quite affordable. Oxlade-Chamberlain maybe, but he's got quite high pace, so I reckon he'll be quite expensive at first. You then have Newcastle, where I think most players are going to be affordable. Um, I don't think you're going to struggle too much. The only one I wouldn't, or there's a couple I wouldn't advise putting in: Almiron, Saint Maxim, Yedlin. Don't put any of them in. Joe Linton, wouldn't bother unless you're picking up for like 300 coins. But I reckon you can sell them on for more then. So I wouldn't bother putting them in. I'd pick up one of the other ones like a Jetro Willems, Dummett, Ritchie, Muto. Have a look into that. I've just realised Matt Ritchie is a left wing back now, so that's quite interesting. But I'll be putting up the teams on the screen for you to have a look at and see who you think you're going to be able to put in. And then finally, Chelsea is the other team that he scored against. So with Chelsea, there will be a few more affordable players, but once again, you get hype around them because they're one of the bigger teams. But you want to have a look at Van Ginkel, Willie Caballero. He's nice and cheap. I think Christensen will be quite cheap due to the lack of, well, due to the pace situation. It might be a bit more expensive at first, but he will drop. Also Zuma, he's got low pace, so you're looking at him being quite cheap. You've also then got some silvers, but that'll be expensive, and bronzes. So you got to select quite a wide selection of players from each club to do, and usually it's only one from each, and then you hybrid out the rest as a cheap Prem team. So I don't see it being much more than 20 to 30k. So they're the main things I'd advise to do. It's not masses and masses, but I think that'll be able to make you quite a few coins. If you're picking things up for less than 2.5k, you'll be able to sell them at 5k. It'll just double. The demand will shoot through the roof because it's a premium card and it's so early on in the game that he'll be good for a while. My only concern is that he's got 3-star skills, 3-star weak foot, so I don't see him lasting for ages. However, I do see it being a month or so before you get other cards really competing on that level for that price. So it's probably worth the investment, even if you just bench him and use him as a super sub. So yeah, keep it in mind, keep looking, and obviously you decide what you want to do. When it comes out, I'll make a video on making it, and we'll have a look at cheap options and we'll go from there. But that's it really. Let me know what you think down below, and like I said, make sure you subscribe. Cheers for watching.